for sure.
But he was a drug addict and deal with mental illness and depression and all of that stuff. And so, like, you found him?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dark under the dark end of the street, pouring water on a drowning man.
Yeah. Yeah, but like he dealt with.
Look at me.
You're silly.
Look at me. Hold on. Skyscraper. Some of them roller coasters go skyscraper. Some well, not a skyscraper. But some of them go. Okay. All right, yeah. That's a better.
200 feet. That's the tallest at our Six Flags.
All right, you jump off the building then, see if you survive.
I'm fine.
And then they going at speeds of just the whole time. No, I'm cool. That ain't something I
might
want.
have held on to something.
Y'all been to like Cedar Point?
Nah.
Oh man, it's different. So different.
That was
like
a project, baby.
The tallest. I went after high school actually.
Oh yeah.
Right after graduation. But the tallest roller coaster at our Six Flags would be the shortest at Cedar Point. If that makes sense.
What?
Really?
You know what I'm saying? Like,
why do y'all need?
At least at the time, I think Raging Bull was the tallest one at our Six Flags.
It's something else now. Something random.
Probably, yeah. But if you would have put that one at Cedar Point, it would have been the shortest roller coaster there.
I thought maybe the Giant Drop is the tallest.
Not a roller coaster though. That's just the one to go up and down.
Yeah, and it just drops.
I don't consider that one.
It just ruin your life.
But
your day for the
that Cedar Point, bro.
I'm too old for roller coasters.
I don't even
I get headaches.
I probably couldn't even go back. Like
any roller coaster.
You know,
I've
heard that before, but I never
bad.
thought that was a real thing. Like I've heard people like, yeah, I just can't get on there because I get like a bad migraine or something.
Yeah.
And
you get like nervous, like
no. I used to love roller coasters, but
I get gassy. I be farting on roller coasters, bro.
You crazy?
Yeah, bro. Like it ain't like I'm scared to get on them because I'll get on them with no hesitation. Man. I just when I get on there, I gotta poop immediately.
You be nervous, bro. That's nervous.
Okay, so that's
nervous. When that moment comes, bro, ain't nothing like when you
hey, bro, and then it move a little bit. I'm just whoa.
You sitting there back looking at the sky. That joint be different, bro.
Yeah, but when I'm sitting here and I'm getting ready,
think about,
bro. Like you can't get off of this before it starts. So look, last time we went to Six Flags, I was going up the American Eagle. And I got halfway up and was like, this just might not be what I'm going to do.
You told him to stop?
Yeah, I was like, hey, bro, I'm finna get off. I'm finna go back down, bro. Because, bro,
you stopped the whole ride.
The whole ride, bro. So, look, the American Eagle to me is still like wood. And I didn't trust how, it looked. And so I was just like, bro, I'm not finna get on this roller coaster. A gust of wind and we shaking and we gone. So I'm gonna go ahead and go back down. I'll meet y'all down there. So yeah, that's the only one I didn't go.
You got half up in the line.
Yeah, in the line. I didn't get on the ride. No, I got up in the line. I was just like, you know what? Let me go back down.
It's not 35.
Okay, yeah.
He was that guy. That's the softest roller coaster there.
Yeah, I don't care. Say what you want. Thank you for tuning in to episode what? This is
I don't know.
6, 7.
I stopped putting the numbers up there.
Yeah, it's just all right.
We
thank
just
you.
Here.
We in here chilling.
Here, man.
Like I said, thank you for tuning in to Real Nonsense. I am your host, Nick Mayne.
Jay Clark.
JaeCei.
And today, bro brought a interesting topic to the group chat.
Oh, you talking about the
vaccine thing? Yeah. So
as it pertains to like family, because my mom's asked me to get the vaccine, and
so you gonna get it? No,
absolutely not.
No?
She knows how I feel.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Absolutely not. I say that if you plan to reproduce, that's my like stance on it. If you have any plans to reproduce at any time in your life, I would recommend not getting it because it's like it's your bloodline.
I say I don't know
and
anything
that's
about.
You can't see. You can't detect that now or in the future. So
yeah, that's just my view. Did she get mad when you?
Nah, you know what, bro? She put it out there in a group chat, and she called me last night, so I got a call. I know how she's gonna react. She knows how I'm gonna react, but like, it'll be.
My mom asked me the same thing. She asked me. She was like, "I think you should get it." I was like, "Well, if there ever comes a time where I have to get it, then I wouldn't mind getting it. But until then, nah."
Will there ever be a time where we have to get it?
Well, yeah, because you think about other vaccines like TB to go certain places. You have to have.
I feel like
certain
for traveling,
like that's the only. That's already.
Vaccines are like, I thought it was a different word for it. You talking about like
no,
rust?
vaccines. Like
Rust and all
you gotta have a
that?
TB shot to go to certain.
That's the immunization shots. I thought that was
That's
the
what
one.
that is. I didn't
Not
know
vaccines.
No, you have to have like TB shots to go certain places. You gotta have like the measles shot to go certain places. Those are vaccines.
Those are immunizations, though. I thought.
I mean, a vaccine is pretty much. What's the difference?
I just want y'all to know I'm here to talk about DMX.
Honestly, I don't know. I don't know, but I would
What's
guess
the difference
that
between immunization and vaccine?
I would guess immunization is something more
Ain't
permanent.
none of us doctors.
I'm gonna
so-
Google it. I'm gonna Google it.
Definitely not. I would guess it's something more permanent, like something that's always here, like a rust or something. Like rust is always going to be here, so we always need to be immune to whatever's in there. But a
Rust?
vaccine is more
You said rust?
responsive. Yeah. Don't you? Ain't it some like some
But
shot you get?
I know there are vaccines that you have to go in certain countries, especially like third world countries.
Well, I won't be going there. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah,
If
but like I think this is because I think it's because it's fresh and it's like new right now, and we got so many like I know me and you are like in like not necessarily conspiracy theories, but it be other stuff going on.
Y'all definitely different.
It be other stuff going on, and we just always be like, I
just
don't
question.
know.
I just question everything.
But if you think about it, like
Facts,
Because
you
why
really do.
wouldn't you? Like,
yeah, but if you think about it, it's already been like there are vaccines that we have to have even to get into school. To go to public schools, we got to have certain vaccines. We got to have certain shots. Like it's already that way. Like
and
smallpox, all
work
that
too.
stuff.
I think the first thing that could happen is your job. If you work at like a private employer,
Mm-hmm.
they could easily be like, or a public. Obviously, if you work for the state or the government or something,
Yeah.
they could easily be like,
You gotta
Yeah,
get
bro,
it.
it's-
Yeah, that
something
and
with-
so I think because like I said, my mom asked me to get it too, but you know my mom had a kidney transplant. Her and my dad I think got vaccine.
mm.
And I mean it's of course up to whoever wants to get it. My thing is and it's mostly the left side, primarily the Democratic side of people that's like you need to get vaccinated, and
which makes
usually
a ton
be
of sense.
huh.
I said, which makes a ton of sense.
Yeah,
You know, 'cause-
and usually be like, my whole thing is, why does it matter to you if you got vaccinated and I didn't? If the vaccine truly works, then you shouldn't be worried about catching it from me. And sometimes I know a part of it is they're concerned about us, like our moms, of course, concerned about us and don't want us to protect ourselves anyway they think is like accurate or correct. They're gonna push us to do what they think is best for us. However, that doesn't always line up, and it's not just with vaccines. That's with really any and every part of life. Everything that our parents think is best for us is not always best for us.
Yeah, we'll see how it play out though. I don't I do see like the world opening back up. Like we just talking about Six Flags and everything. That stuff is gonna happen. And when they start saying like you can't get in there without vaccines.
Yeah, which I don't think they will.
I don't think they will.
Yeah, that's too many. That's too much
drastic.
revenue they're gonna lose.
Yeah,
That's
that
like
hurts
some-
a lot of people's monies, and people like businesses make moves based on that bottom line. They don't make moves based on what society thinks they should do. They make moves unless it's a political organization, but they make moves based on what's affecting their bottom line. And if not having the vaccine don't affect their bottom line, they could care less.
Yeah.
As long as they're making that money.
As I say, they're gonna focus on that money regardless.
But I guess that's our quick.
Yeah.
That was-
Like I said, I told y'all I didn't know nothing. I don't keep up with it
we
like
all
that.
in agreement
so,
on it.
You getting it,
Sorry.
Adam?
no,
It could be because we young too, because it's
Yeah.
mostly the middle
like
age
from like
people.
30 up.
Yeah,
Well, not
that'd be
30, like not early 30s, but like 35 and up.
Yeah, that'd be
Same
like,
thing.
you need to get it.
All right, let's talk about more pressing news.
Come on.
Yeah, man, my dog, man,
Yeah.
like Mr. How's it going down? Mr. Party Up. Like,
What's the update? Is it you have any update on his?
so
condition?
I was on Twitter earlier, and so from what Twitter, I got from Twitter, he is still in like a really grave state where he's on life support. He's cool, he's alive, but he on life support type. So it's just like, man,
They had to revive him 3 times.
yeah,
they
I was
said.
gonna say it's rough, cause it's like, but so I was talking to one of my homies the other day, and the way I feel about it is, I just feel like X was at the top of the game for a while, and there was no one around you that saw what you was doing, that wanted to stop you. Like, cool. If you've watched the Rough Riders documentary, the one on BET, he talks about how he got introduced to crack. Somebody he trusted, cool with, laced his blunt that they were smoking and gave it to him. And then you take his past trauma stuff with his OG, how she just left him at the little group home, you know, all that type of stuff. It plays a part in you. Like, cool. So when you was like drugs in the industry, it's just like I just feel like if you got people around you that's condoning that, you're bound to fail. Like I got little homies that drink lean, pop the perk, stuff like that, and then they'll be like, man, you don't do none of that. It's because I'm grown. I know what that stuff does to you. Like, I know what it is. I have more logical sense than that. I just feel like somebody around DMX should have been like, yo, you gotta chill. Like D, Y, Swizz, like, cool. You may not listen to nobody when you saying it, but you should feel better in that piece with you saying something. Like, they may not listen, but there's been times where we went and go hoop, and you tell me you're a cancer on the court. You gotta play. No, for real. Like, and it'd be times where I had to really focus. Like, my anger getting out of control, I can't play, or I'm not focused because I'm getting mad about.
Bro, you don't understand.
Just wilding, bro.
Snap, bro.
Wild, yeah, bro.
Bro, he snapped.
Why you can't hoop? What you snapping for? You ain't getting paid.
One-on-one, who?
Not John.
I said
I know that for a fact.
I mean, it was.
You said what?
Jessica's
John. One-on-one. What's gonna happen?
I'd win.
Bro, just because your
You
feet.
talking about with me and Adam?
Yeah,
all right. Just because your feet long as this table, don't think it's a game. Anyway, back to what I was saying. You feel
You
me?
want to get that?
I'm with it. Set it up.
Oh my
Set
God.
it up.
Adam.
Set it up.
No.
Look,
you
so
don't.
like I was saying, bro. I think it's a game. Think it's a
You
game.
Honestly,
Think it's a game.
your conscious mind
Yes.
right now.
Yes.
You are
John,
sober,
you're not
right?
better than me. Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Because I got to do stuff after this.
I
So
don't know.
yes.
I don't know where I put the odds. I go John minus.
That's fine. That's
minus,
cool.
minus 150.
That's cool.
Right.
That's cool.
It's
a payday round here.
Give him a point and a half.
Gonna be a payday round here. So look, like I said, man, me personally, I just feel like he should have had. The people around him should have been better friends or better associates, and let him know, like, hey, let's get you this help for real. Because X, bro, you gave us classics.
Professional help though. Like,
Not just come kick it at
help.
your homie crib. None of that. No, go talk to somebody.
Yeah.
Because you messing up your money.
Yeah.
And it's just like I hold accountable to people around him.
he might have been living in isolation though. You never know.
But that's why I said in the industry, because it's not just DMX.
It's just not X. It's a lot of artists.
People that's coming here that's addicted to all kind of lean, whatever it is.
Man.
And not even, I wouldn't even say addicted, because some people not addicted. They just do that because they feel
Their followers.
it gets them. Well, it gets them to the closest creative state that they can get to.
Or they got the misconception that
That's what
that
it is.
does what it. You know what I mean?
Well,
It's
for
really
some
taken
people,
away
I
from them.
understand it, because it, like when you have a couple drinks and you a little tipsy or you got a little buzz, you feel a little bit more free. You are a little more carefree to do certain things. So you take certain. What happens is you take certain risks that you wouldn't normally take.
True.
In a sober mind. So in the studio, in a creative atmosphere, you're gonna take a risk. Like, I talk about it all the time. Who would have thought that Roddy Ricch would have hit the way it did in the studio? Because I'm instantly going, what in the
Turn
world?
that squeaking is annoying.
But like that, when you are in a certain mind that you're free enough to do that, to take that risk and be like, this may hit, it may not. Because some of the stuff that hit is dumb stuff, really. And a sober mind, it sounds ridiculous.
I've done that, man.
I've seen where people come in here, like high, drunk, whatever, and they just let it go, and it's sometimes magic. However, I've seen the other side where they can't even stand up straight, and they can't even. Some people get so drunk because they can't drink in here, they can't smoke in here. So some people get so drunk and so high that they can't even function when they get in here. And now you still got to pay me my money, and you didn't get nothing done.
But you knew what you was doing. You knew you had stuff to do. Like with me, I smoke, but I'll never smoke to the point where, I can't get in here and I can't drop what I'm supposed to drop, or I can't
Right.
do what I'm supposed to do. Like even if we shooting this, maybe I'll smoke in the morning, get my head straight, whatever, so I can focus. But other than that, I'll never get in here and just be like, oh, I'm slumped and I'm dozing off in the middle of the, you feel me, middle of the show.
Yeah.
My thing is, even with that, people around them like, hey, we going to the studio, bro. You got to be on your A game, or we finna go do this, or we
That's
finna
real.
go do that.
That's real. Because
like-
you can come in, lay down the verse, sober, and go about your
and
business.
get loose.
Go
You
about
feel me?
your
Or
business.
get a slight buzz, like if you smoke or something,
Man,
and be chilling. Like,
you already did. If you coming in, I would think, I've never been an artist, but if you coming into the studio, you should have your track laid, written, whatever. So come in, lay the track.
I had to stop doing that. I had to actually, when I would go to a writing session, I would actually have to actually write before, because I know if I got there, it would be like I'm not gonna write because I'm listening to everything else that everybody else got going. So I have to write in isolation.
Man.
Like it just gets bad because it's like if you coming in here off whatever you off, you're not gonna focus on what you wrote anyway. That's why you hear a lot of artists be like, no, I just get in there off this, and I just freestyle or I rap it and we just punch it in like that. That's a waste of time to me.
My 2 cents on the drug situation though, like I've always been a big believer. Like I think it's factual that Future was under contract for a long time to talk about lean, like lean and Percocet. Like he had hit records that literally like Molly Percocet. Like who in the hell would get in the studio and just
say
be
that.
like Molly Perc? Like I don't even
Over
make
and over
sense.
again, bro.
And I just, one of my homies, he spit too, and he was just talking to me about that. I just think like if you gonna go in the industry route, if you not gonna be independent, you gotta be weary, bro. Cause anybody will pay you to push an agenda, bro. You know what I mean? Anybody will pay you $10,000. A lot of them tracks already be made, at least the choruses or at least the concept behind it, and they just pushing it to somebody with a name and writing a check, like from lean to pills to killing to guns, everything, bro.
Cause it's my thing is
crazy,
it's a lot
bro.
of artists that like what you said that rap about all that, and it's just like and then out of nowhere,
collect a check, man.
boom, get their money, and then you saw Future drop trophies, got with Diddy and them, and now he's singing.
Future don't even rap the same like as he
don't.
5 years ago.
He don't. It's like, and my
Not
thing
even
is,
the same.
there was a period of time I stopped listening to Future, cause it was like, you finna give me the same tracks.
It's like he had to say Percocets like
Every
a
single
million
song.
times. Like we need you to like he signed a contract. We need you to say Percocets 17,000 times on record.
That's like that with jewelry too.
Like
Like
I don't think they made. I honestly
ain't nobody
think
doing that
Mel
many
was-
Percocets, bro.
It's-
Well, I take that back. I take
don't-
that
I was
back.
getting ready to say.
Never mind. You're
I
right. I
know
take that
an
back for
artist
sure.
personally right now that say Percocet in almost every song.
Never.
In every song they got is.
that's
Percocet
called
this.
being brainwashed because he heard Future do it.
Well, no, because he does it himself.
He heard Future do it. He heard Future do
and
it.
it might be
He seen
because of
Future
that,
do it.
but
You know what I mean?
A lot of, and to be honest, I don't know. I think I look from a different perspective because I see artists like one of the artists that come in here been in and out of jail since he was 12, and don't really have family. Don't really have never really had it. Never really. And a lot of what this organization does, what Garden Prayer does is they take juveniles that are orphans that have been adopted and gone to jail, so they don't have family and they already in the system. So they take them that they're getting out of the juvenile system. They between the ages between 14 and 18, which nobody's gonna take a juvenile that just got out of juvie, sophomore high school, don't nobody else want them. So that's what Garden Prayer does. They take these teens and they put them on a farm and they teach them how to work and they give them certain allowances and stuff like that. So, you didn't know that?
That's kind of dope, though. That's
it is, but I
really
didn't know
dope. I didn't know that.
I
That's
know.
Really
I was
dope.
just talking to Mike Maloney, the guy's CEO, last night, and I was like, "What y'all do is
That's kind
amazing."
That's definitely
And
dope.
so
I didn't know
even-
all of that.
Like,
right.
yeah.
Even with the studio, we were just talking last night. They're gonna eventually start a program where you do a certain amount of basically get a certain amount of points or whatever in the system that they have. You can come and if you want to start learning music stuff, you can come in the studio. They set aside and just different stuff like that. So there's a hair salon in here because they just opened up a girls' home too because because they had the boys' home for I think 10 plus years now, and they just opened up a girls' home, and they also opened up a mental health facility. So like, just knowing and seeing that system of like kids that go through this life, not really knowing that there are other options out there for life, and so they grow up and then they're talented, and then they feel like a lot of them have just a lot of pain.
Yeah.
Like a lot of them have a lot of pain, and so the way they mask it and of course escape reality is they do drugs, and so they are out of their normal state, their normal mind. They're out of the reality of what's going on in real life, and so they take drugs, they get high, they sip lean, they do all of that, and they come in here, and then just the life of an artist is incredibly hard because there's so many ups and downs. You trying to make it, you trying to be independent, you trying to get a deal, you trying to get people to hear your music, there's so many ups and downs of, oh, I might have this chance to do this with this person, and then you get let down by that, and then I just got a song with such and such, now I should be on, and then that's a up, and then next thing you know, that song don't really go nowhere, so it go back down. Like it's so many ups and downs with being an artist in the industry that the only thing that's really consistent sometimes is the drugs.
Yeah.
And like even
you got a plug
posse,
everywhere.
Right. The posse around them changes consistently because that's based on how good are you. It's based,
for real.
That's based on if somebody, because there's so many leeches out here.
Ticking, ain't we?
You said what?
Where you gotta go?
He got to.
No, I'm not worried about the time. I was responding to something else.
Oh.
But I'm listening to you. Go ahead. I don't care what they was talking about. Go ahead.
But like it changes around them so consistently, and I watch it like, and I'm a type of person like I really see the good in almost everybody, and
I'm the complete opposite.
like I see the good in almost everybody, and because I try to be transparent and put myself in their shoes and understand like they're not doing this because they desire, when they got older, they desired to be a drug addict. They desired to be.
It's what you know.
It's right.
It's what you see. It's what you're around.
When that's all you know, when that's all you see, and that's all you understand, then maybe you did desire it as a 5-year-old because you saw your dad doing it.
I want to be like my brother. I want to be like my homie, my cousin, my dad, my auntie,
my grandfather
my mama.
was a drug addict, and he traveled the world. I don't know if y'all know, but so my grandfather was a blues singer, 60s through the 80s.
That makes so much sense.
Traveled the world. Like he was famous. He was best friends with Sam Cooke. He grew up in the same neighborhood as Aretha Franklin, like around the corner from her. All of them used to hang out.
He probably knew my granddaddy.
Maybe. Maybe.
Yeah,
like all of them used to hang out. And so like he would sell out arenas, 20,000, 30,000 people in like Japan and the European countries, and so he would go across seas, sell out these arenas on tour, come back here, wouldn't even have lights in his own house because he was a drug addict. And because he was a drug addict, he didn't really learn how to read and write, so he signed horrible contracts to the point where his name, I think maybe 4 years ago, made like $17 million.
Wow.
He died in 2002.
That's crazy.
So we randomly sometimes are watching a movie on Netflix and hear one of his songs in the movie. Like that's happened a couple times where I'm like, wait a minute, that's my, like I didn't catch it, but different people in my family be like, that's one of Granddad's songs. Like his name James Carr, you can Google him. He got songs, like his most popular song I think is Dark End of the Street, got over millions of streams on every platform.
James Carr.
Yeah.
I've seen that name. I don't know if it's from y'all.
Yeah.
But I've seen that name for sure.
But he was a drug addict and deal with mental illness and depression and all of that stuff. And so like, you found him?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dark dark end of the street, pouring water on a drowning man.
Yeah. Yeah, but like he dealt with
Look at me.
You're silly.
Look at me. Hold on. Take your hat off.
No, nah.
Hold on.
But it's just crazy because of
the nose, ain't it?
Yeah, we all got the same nose.
That's
yeah.
your granddad.
Yeah, we all got the
I'm
same
gonna
nose.
listen to this in the crib.
But he made pain music. That's what that the pain didn't come from the drugs. The drugs kind of helped him
Get to the pain.
Right, get to the pain. And it's sad.
But again, far as like your granddad, the 60s and 70s, everybody was doing drugs. So with that, you couldn't even tell somebody, hey, don't do that, because as soon as they tell you that, they went in the bathroom and they sell.
So that makes sense. That makes sense. The point you made, bro, that the only thing consistent in the game is drugs.
Drugs been around since before motherfuckers was thought of.
Not money, not friends, not posse,
it's drugs.
not hits. It's crazy.
Because I'm gonna be honest with you, like the first episode we talked about my mental health. For the longest time, it would always just be me going to grab weed or me going to grab alcohol. I developed a drinking problem because the people around me at the time was like, "Oh, you'll be straight. You'll be straight, bro." Like I ain't never done like hard drugs, none of that. But it's always been drinking for me.
Misery loves.
Yeah, and so like I found an old picture on my Snap, bro. Like in the memories, we had Hennessy bottles like lined up from the smallest to the gallon, bro. And we'd take them down in a weekend. Next day we go and get another one. Or we got a fifth of Jose, or we got a fifth of Remy, this and that, because it was like at that time I had just hurt my arm again. So all I'm doing is getting paid from work, getting paid from unemployment. I'm just gonna drink. I'm a party. I'm gonna kick it. I'm chilling. I ain't got no kids. I'm living by myself. Everything cool. But when you lose everything, then you realize like, okay, let me go get this help for this drinking problem. And then it became I started smoking. Smoking for me is where, you know how most people will get up, drink coffee, or something like that, to get their day started. I'll wake up. I'll either hit my bong or I'll roll up just so I can calm myself because my nerves jump. This arm here, right here, bro, will lock up on me at any given point because my nerves is jumping because I had that surgery. So when I try to explain to people, yeah, cool, me smoking just started smoking because I saw my homie do it. And I was just like, oh, let me try, woo, and I liked how it felt. And it was before, like I had already broke my arm the first time, chilling. It wasn't even because of that. When I had got injured and I hurt my nerve and I pinched my nerve, and I had to have that surgery to get it repositioned, then it really became painkillers are only making me sick. The painkillers would make me throw up. Like ibuprofen would make me throw up. Tylenol, Advil, sleep medicine would all make me throw up and make me nauseous. And it wasn't doing anything for the pain because this wasn't normal pain. So at that point, I had linked with I forgot who it was, but they were like, try these edibles real quick. So that was the first time I really had a gummy, and I was like, okay, cool. I don't feel anything, and I could go about my day. I still played football for at least a year and a half after I had my surgery. And I wasn't supposed to play. Like I got the brace and all that, got it wrapped up. But and like for me, I'm not saying what I do is for everybody. Right. But I know how to control it. I know how to
That's the key.
when I need to stop smoking, like when I have to do this or I have to go to work or I have to go to a meeting or I have to go handle business or I go see my mom or my family, church or something like that. I know what I need to do. Like I'll hit my pen or whatever, boom, get a little mellow myself out, and I can focus.
So here's the kicker, and people often ask me, "How you don't smoke? How you don't?"
Because not everybody needs it.
Well, here's the thing, is like it becomes dangerous and it becomes a problem when it's the solution to a problem that you have. When that's your
go-to all the time.
That's your go-to when you dealing with something, when you want to celebrate, when you
or even when you
make
like
a decision.
If you want to give up on something, you just like, all right, I'm finna go do this just because I feel comfortable here.
That's when it becomes an issue.
Yeah.
And really, like for me, like I always say something spiritual, but that's me.
You though.
That's
so I'm gonna say something ignorant. You gonna he gonna say something business wise. You gonna say something spiritual.
That's not my source of how I go about making decisions.
Facts.
My source is God. So anytime I'm dealing with something, I'm not gonna go drink it away because it's eventually gonna come back.
Hey, and I'm living proof. That you will learn your lesson.
I smoke in leisure.
See, but you,
it's there.
You know what I mean? Social.
I'm not even gonna say that because somebody gonna say watch it. I was gonna say.
All right, whisper it to me and I'll say it.
Hey man,
man, come on, bro.
I don't know. I don't.
You say
I'm
you
not
think
gonna say
you think what?
I say you think Jesus. Smoked.
I don't think he smoked, but I think the people around him
Do I think Jesus smoked?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I
know
wasn't
he ain't
there.
rolled
I
up,
don't
'cause
know.
They didn't have.
No, they had that little
They might
the
have
old
had-
tobacco pipe type.
Hey
thing.
man,
But
But opium's been around forever.
Jesus would have met anybody where they were, so
true.
He could have.
he might have.
I don't think so. I'm not gonna say that.
No,
But
respect-
Do you
speculate.
think? All right, so, never mind.
What?
I can't say
What?
that. That's over the.
that's over.
Woo. Yeah, I gotta chill on that one.
It's medicinal. It,
For some,
for-
it depends, and that's why I believe everything is contextual.
Mhm.
Everything
No,
is
for
based
real.
on context.
What I
and
will
how
say,
you-
what I
how you
will
apply
say,
it.
we can have this conversation. I put down tobacco, at least tried to. I stopped using papers. Or I stopped using tobacco papers and started using raw papers because I did want to make sure that when I was using, it wasn't because of something that I wasn't in control of. I didn't want to be smoking because I was used to the tobacco papers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You know why I stopped using blunt wraps? Like I'm trying to stop using them because I'm a smoker, but I smoke by myself a lot of the time. If I'm not with somebody, I roll up by myself, chill, do what I got to do. I had to stop. I'm trying to stop smoking the blunt wraps because anytime somebody I smoke with, they light a cigarette right after, and it's like
It's the tobacco. Bro,
That's
the
nasty.
thickness of the paper backwoods. Come on, man.
that's just you
backwoods-
go outside and grab a leaf off the ground.
Bro, you might as well grab a tree branch. Like,
Crazy
bro,
thing is, bro, like I got
that mud
homies.
thick as, bro.
I got
To smoke
homies right now, bro.
twice a day.
Right, twice, twice,
Twice,
bro.
Twice.
If you facing more than two
Two woods.
backwoods a day,
Dog, now mind
you
you,
need help. I'm
mind
not
you,
gonna lie.
I face
You
it
need
like
help.
I like
You
rolling
tripping.
Dutches because you know it's whatever, cool. I can put some weed in there, whatever. But when it gets to the point where I pull up to a session and 6 woods is on the floor and everybody facing one, I'm just like, bro, y'all really wasting y'all weed.
But social smoking is different. I say that. But if you solo smoking more than
two woods,
a
you
day,
are really addicted to something.
it's crazy.
But even back to what I was saying about like what is, because if I'm doing that, the way I look at it, if I'm doing that more than my relationship with God,
Nah, for real.
then that's a problem. And that's with anything. It's not just smoking. It's not just drinking. If that is like my foundation, that's what I build on,
Mm-hmm.
and I rely on that more than I rely on God.
That's a problem.
It's eventually gonna crumble. I don't care who you are
Or what it is.
or what it is.
Or what it is.
I did,
'Cause
yeah,
it's
man.
It's not just about smoking, and people like, although like when they start pushing crack into the black neighborhoods and stuff like that, like that whole war on drugs, that was just another way to get black people in jail.
Yeah.
And so the way our parents see it, and some are a little bit more open to the idea of it now, is marijuana. The big thing everybody says is it kills brain cells.
Yeah.
And even though that's not really a proven fact, the tobacco is a completely
Tobacco,
different thing.
that'll
But
mess you up.
when you talk about the actual CBD, the actual marijuana, like
THC.
or THC, like it's really because it comes from the earth. I wouldn't say it's good for you, but for certain things, it's like medicine.
Can be good.
like
Right, it can be good.
I do
And-
try to because I smoke. You know what I'm saying?
Because I
Because
smoke.
I smoke with a
smoke.
SCH. I do try to be constantly conscious that I'm not attaching too much to it. And I'm very, at least in my own stand, I try to be more
guess
conscious
what?
about.
It's some people that take NyQuil every night to go to sleep.
And
They
that,
don't
and that's
see a
the thing,
problem
and they
with
don't,
it.
And they
it's
don't
me-
see the
my
and
doctor
and
prescribed
it's
it,
costing them more.
bro. And like,
I'm just saying.
do you hear me? Yeah,
I
you
got
got
the-
a whole bunch of stuff you taking. I roll
Deal.
one joint and I'm out for the night.
Yeah.
Deal.
Yeah,
Solid.
and it's so it really depends because I used to take that to people that be like, oh well, smoking is, and I'm like, well, is taking medicine a sin? Because you're not
You're not
technically
really
when you
supposed
go
to
to
put
sleep,
anything in your body.
right? Well, when you go, because they often bring up the scripture passage that says you need to be of a sober mind, and the reason for that is to make better decisions, so you
Yeah.
can protect your spirit a little bit better. But a lot of like when you go to sleep and you take NyQuil and that puts you to sleep, you're not in a sober mind.
You high.
Right.
You high.
Because-
Let's call it what it is.
Right. So I used to bring that up and that's why I say everything is contextually. What is the purpose? of you using this thing? What is and some of it is to escape reality. Some of it is just to do it because you enjoy it, and it's not really affecting your relationship with God or whatever. But some people do it because it
you know what can offset drug use. I think can at least help. This is what I try to do is meditate. If you meditate separately from using, I think.
How do you meditate?
In silence, either in silence or with headphones on, and like it depends. You know what I mean? I decide before I meditate how I'm going to meditate that day. So I'm either observing my mind, and I heard this from JaeCei. I ain't gonna lie, he did an interview and I heard this from him. I'm either going, it might not have been JaeCei. I don't know who that was. But I'm either gonna observe my mind and see what I'm thinking about, and understand that I will think about those things, and understand how to control my mind and react in that moment, or I'm going to zone out. I'm gonna try to clear my mind. So every thought that comes to my mind, I'm gonna shoot it down, and try to do that for like 15 minutes, 30 minutes, sometimes 40 minutes at a time. If you can do that, I feel like I'll give you a pass. I don't know. I'm not the judge.
Well, how about I ain't, because I'm not God, so I can't be like, you supposed to do this, you supposed to do that. Like it's not about, because it really.
Yeah, so I'm just looking at it like, bro, what the fuck? But man, look, so what was I finna say? Far as meditating, I've just recently really gotten like.
I think I was meditating and didn't know I was meditating.
I guess you could say that
like,
too.
Remember, I don't listen to music, so in my car I ride.
That is true.
So
that
you're
is true.
technically meditating because you're thinking.
Right.
But far as like when you were like you sometimes you just block out every every thought.
That's the harder one.
For me. It's more
one.
I like to. When I'm meditating, I have to see what my problem is. Okay, when I start to feel overwhelmed, like, okay, I got to do this, and this, I'll take a moment to, hey, okay, let's put this in order. Let's get some structure to what you got to do.
But let yourself know that's okay, because that's when you're in observing mode. Like, if you close your eyes and you see all that stuff, just take note of what's important to you. Take note of what's controlling you, what shouldn't be there. You know what I mean? And when you have those thoughts, when you're out and about, you can deal with it better. The point is that those thoughts are always going to be there. Your brain is always going to play tricks on you. It's going to attack you with the things
I had to
that
meditate
are bad
this
for
morning
you.
on the way over here.
Your brain ain't going to tempt you with things that you don't like. You know what I mean? That
Trust me.
It's not going to tempt you with things that aren't your shortcomings. 'Cause
Right.
why would it? You know what I mean? It doesn't know it. So,
like I said this morning, man, when you texted it, see y'all this morning, I was up meditating because I knew, like, the past few days I hadn't been sleeping good. Just couldn't get comfortable, mind racing a million times.
He was meditating.
No, for real. No, trust me. I was hey. This one was hitting me, bro. For real.
meditated this
No, for real.
Medication.
No, that's hey, that's later when I'm done. I'm finna leave now. But nah, for real, because this morning I texted my homie like, hey, today's a bad day. I'm struggling. It's just a lot going on right now, and I'm trying to keep it together. So I knew, like, the first thing she told me was pray, and I'm like, okay, cool. Like, let me try that. Let me get back to doing that.
But see, you need Jesus.
Oh, I didn't say I didn't.
I know, but like,
I just told my sister, I was like, when church is open and stuff and we can go.
But you don't need church.
I want to go back to church. I'm
saying there are definitely, especially the age we live in now, there's access to
online church.
Not even just church, but because
the church is everywhere though.
Right, but do you know what the purpose of church is? The purpose of church is to be around a community of believers that encourage you in your growth and your relationship. That's the purpose of church, because daily we fail, daily we sin, daily we fall short.
Right.
So the purpose of getting with a group of more believers is to be encouraged every week, to consistently be encouraged and reminded of our faith and why we believe what we believe. It's not like something that's mandated that, you got to go to. And that's what I grew up, not necessarily what I grew up learning, but that's what I believed growing up. Like, if you saved, you got to go to church. No.
That's not
I feel like that's bad to say. I feel like a certain demographic of people go to church need it. Like
Mm-hmm.
small percentage like absolutely need to go to church.
And maybe I'll look from a different, because anytime I go to church, I'm playing. So I'm serving. So I can't get what I need from church because I'm giving out. I'm playing.
See, with us, man, like you playing with us, it was always we had to be there because grandma. We wake up every Saturday. We got to clean the house, and then Sundays we at church.
But now you know that option is there.
Now I did. That's what I'm saying. Now I know it's there. But anytime,
A lot of black churches is toxic. But
hey,
I don't know why we have so many. We can have that conversation.
yeah. But look, so we gotta wrap up because if we start talking about that, I'm gonna have to be like, look.
Well, I already know.
Because
but like
it's just certain stuff you see that you shouldn't see at 5, 6 years old.
Yeah.
And you like, whoa, this is where we at?
Yeah. That
Okay.
that goes back to just the drugs and the industry. That goes back to the drugs and the industry, and because they all they are so unwavering, and because my foundation is my relationship with God. That's my foundation, and because that is so solid, now I can build on top of that. If something gets knocked down, I just get knocked back down to the foundation, not to where I feel like I'm all the way nothing. And so that's why I don't mind trying stuff, going out, and I don't mind.
You gonna smoke with me one day?
No,
come on, man. So look, man, look.
What I'm talking about.
It ain't even that bad.
No.
Bro.
I'm talking about like in business and in career paths and
I
in
feel
my
what you're
life.
saying,
I don't
yeah.
mind.
You getting out of your
things.
comfortability because of that base. With me,
If you baseless, that makes sense though. If you baseless, you never know where you end up. You know?
at least you know that though. Like I'm learning. I tell y'all all the time. Y'all done jumped out of y'all comfort zone. I'm jumping out of mine. So for me, it's like I gotta find ways to. I'm learning this, but still gotta find out. I'm trying to learn myself, and I'm trying to work on myself. So it's like
life's journey,
man.
That's every day. For the rest of our lives,
you might well accept that, enjoy it.
Nah, for real, and that's what I'm trying to
put on your back.
That's what I'm trying to do, man.
Every
It's
day.
like because if I could learn myself, I could learn how to be the better version of what I'm doing now.
You'll never learn yourself.
Well, I mean, I can learn more about myself.
I accepted the fact that I'll never be perfect.
I know I'm not gonna be perfect.
There'll never be a completion. There'll never be like a. It's just every day. Every day you learning. Every day you learn that growing, doing something new.
Yeah.
If you're not, you going backwards.
Yeah.
All right, look, we can sit here all day, but
Well, I actually have to sit here all day.
well, you do.
I'm finna get some Subway.
Yeah,
Subway?
No,
I might. I need
Yes,
to stand.
yes,
I
sir.
might. Is it New York Deli? Is it too early for that?
Yes, I don't think they open till like 11.
Yeah, it's too early.
I can do something.
All
Until-
All right, thank you for tuning in to Real Nonsense. I am Nickel Mayne,
I am Jay Clark.
I am JaeCei.
and stay tuned. We'll be back.
Blessings.
Stay tuned. We done.
Oh no, are we done with this one
Like
for sure?
this commercial break or something.
Oh God, we need them.